Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW. I'm here in Division with Tim and Pikey. We played a few games in Division over the weekend and we did have some fun. We had to pull some hard carries for Blue Team, and where we did lose, which I didn't think was too often. Yeah, we were the last people standing fighting for our lives. But we are here on Trap. It is domination. We've got a well-balanced division with a destroyer, a cruiser, and a battleship. It is the trifecta of ships, and if you're going to play divisions and you take out three battleships, then you can't always be guaranteed to have somebody to spot for you. And if you haven't got a cruiser, you haven't really got anybody to take care of those pesky little destroyers when they pop up 5 kilometers from the side of your ship, spamming 15 torpedoes straight into your broadside. You've only got yourself to blame. We've done it ourselves a few times for giggles, and sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't. But this one is calculated risk because we are going to do what I thought was one of the most perfect pushes that we've ever done. But the team itself are going to do a pretty solid job. Because I always say that whenever a destroyer is spotted, it doesn't matter who you are, what ship you're in, everybody should be taking a shot at it. Because most people can manage to take a few shots from a cruiser, but one thing that you will not take is a full salvo of torpedoes from a destroyer. Now he's going to disappear behind that island, which means I'm not going to be able to get on a shot at him. But he is well and truly spotted. That doesn't mean that we aren't keeping our attention on if he gets spotted again, because we do have a destroyer in that cap, and I am quite certain that YOLO Emilio is going to go charging through and come out somewhere. And there he is. Our destroyer is straight onto him with guns. The YOLO is obviously going to go for a torpedo run, and he has got those fast moving, hard hitting torpedoes. I've got these very floaty AP shells, but we are landing a couple of hits, and we're going to get very, very lucky here in that just before he disappears into his smoke, we get our first kill of the game with a grand total of 1,788 damage. And that's another thing I'm going to say. It isn't all about damage in this game. And if you're one of those guys who will refuse to do anything to help your friends because you're on a massive damage score, honestly, this is not the game for you. This is about team play, even though it is 9 random individuals pretty much thrown together into a match. Learn to play the team game. Learn to play for the win. And that's exactly what we are going to do here. Now, Pikey is there just behind us, but we are pushing into this cap because we've held it contested, or should I say that Tim here has held it contested to prevent Red Team from taking it. And if there's anything worse that any member of a team can do, it's to sit on a cap and contested. Now I'm running my sonar, and the Plymouth is very obviously in a smoke screen. We did see the smoke screen as we came around the corner. The Akazuki there is a gunboat, so I imagine that he's spamming everything off into the big wide world, trying to get as much damage as he can. And I'm just sitting on the edge of 3 kilometers detection, just in case he's running that. He's in his sonar, he hasn't moved. And this was one of the most beautiful dev strikes that I've pulled in a while, because with the first salvo, we pop him for 4 citadels, and with a very short reload, and the fact that he hasn't moved again, we're going to pop him again with another 4 citadels as Tim goes round the corner on the Akazuki and picks up his own dev strike. 2 of red team out of the game with 2 dev strikes in a matter of seconds. And yes, I did get shot at by the Massachusetts from behind, but I'm not going to fire my guns. I'm worried about this Nebraska pushing in. I've gone dark. So the Massachusetts can't see me. If you look across there on A cap, we have got A cap. We're going to take control of B cap. And across there on C cap, one of their battleships, I think it's a Turbot, has gone the long way around the outside after the Fletcher and the Atlanta that were across there got nuked. And although we could have taken Seacap, I think the battleship has pulled a 180 to go back against that Tirpitz. And Tim is going to head across that way quite shortly and help out a little bit over there. I think it's a madness that went into the middle of the cap. I want to say it's a Heinrich with rolling smoke screens. It's a funny ship to play. Halloween reward, I think it was. I've got it. There is a video out there on the channel on it. And this Massachusetts is sitting broadside. I want to back up a little bit. I want to roll my smoke. I want to wail on this guy with my armor piercing. But no sooner do I disappear into my smoke than the Massachusetts disappears as well, which means that I was the one spotting him. So even though we have got a destroyer across there on Alpha Cap, for whatever reason, he's going to decide to shoot his guns at the cruiser and the battleship that are behind us, and he's going to start getting shot at himself. Why, oh why, oh why, I don't know. He could have stayed stealthy and undetected, and he could have gone out and gotten himself a kill on that Massachusetts. But now that the Massachusetts is spotted, I can land a few more shots on him, but he's going to go dark again. And our destroyer has decided that firing his guns was perhaps not the smartest idea, and he is going to run away again. Tim is on his way to Charlie Cap there. We know we've got the Massachusetts there, but yep, he's now gone because Pikey finally joins the game and gets rid of him. And now he's got a beautiful flanking fire on the Hampshire and on, was it a Nebraska that was parked around the corner? Um, it's game over for Red Team. They've got two ships left. We've only lost two ships. This was an absolute stormer of a game. Just picking the right time to push and getting rid of two destroyers very quickly in the game. And the Plymouth can be a nasty ship, but Red Team Plymouth wasn't paying attention. The second I fired my guns and put those first four citadels through him, then he could have put his torpedoes in my direction and he might have done some damage. But with the game practically over, I decide that I am going to go for one more push against this Nebraska. And what I didn't realize is that Tim has sent his torpedoes over towards the Nebraska from Charlie Cap, and apparently I'm going to sail right out in front of them, and he was a little bit worried that I was going to soak all his torpedoes. I was also sailing broadside to a Nebraska, but I was kind of saying my prayers that when he fires his guns, he'll get over penetrations or that I've got enough left on me that I'm going to survive. But he is going to get a shot on me. There we go. We lose a bit of health. I managed to avoid all of Tim's torpedoes, but it is my torpedoes that make the connection and finish the game. So not a high damage game, 75,000. We have 3 kills, a tickle on the destroyer, a cruiser, and the Nebraska. But a very solid win there for blue team, and literally none of red team made it past 1,000 base XP, which was a little bit shameful. I've got another great game with Tim and Pikey coming up at tier 5 in division. We had pretty much the lion's share of the kills in that game, so I'll get that one recorded too. Don't forget, smash the like button, leave me comments, subscribe to the channel. You can donate through the super thanks or take out a membership. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and goodbye.